Hello everyone. How's everyone today? Welcome to the Dirt Road Farmer. Well, this afternoon we had a big day today uh, harvesting that number one field up there. That was quite a job. Uh, that video is uploading to YouTube as we speak. But I thought this field here is the one that we harvested the sorghum off of, and it needed to be mulched. So I thought, well, I'll just throw another video in here of mulching, and we're having Courseplay do it. So as wide as this implement is, it sure won't take long, because he's making, a big swipe. And I think I've got him doing 2 headland passes, I think. And then he'll start the up and down rows. But yeah, he's going to make short work out of this. Now, as we talked about before, on this field, we will not get the benefit of the chopped straw mod, because the harvester only took off the head and he left the straw standing. Well, the mulcher is taking down the straw, but that's not going to give us our 50% fertilized state. That only works with the harvester. And if the harvester leaves the straw standing, well, guess what? You don't get the benefit. Well, and not only that, it kind of makes you wonder, and you have to crunch some numbers to find out if sorghum is really worth growing. Now, if you have animals and stuff that you want to feed sorghum to, that's a whole different, that's different. But if you're harvesting and growing sorghum just for a cash crop, well, think about this. Whenever we get done here, we have to add the first 50% of fertilizer. And now I have no idea why he did that. There's probably something in the field there that prevented it. A hump or something. But anyway, you have to add that first 50% of fertilizer. Well, and that's not all. Then, even though we're going to use a direct drill planter, you have to come in and cultivate it. Remember, we talked about that. So you cultivate the whole field. You put the first 50% of fertilizer on, and then you cultivate the whole field, and then you can plant it. So is it worth growing sorghum? If it's going to cost, and then sorghum doesn't pay as well as like soybeans. I'm not sure sorghum even pays as much as canola. We can bring up the HUD, and we'll go down here. Okay, sorghum. Where's sorghum? Right here. Sorghum is $1.03 or 1,003. 1,003. If you go down here to soybeans, 1,007. Look at sunflowers, Sunflowers is 2 something. Look at canola. Canola is 2 something. So why would you want to grow sorghum and it's going to cost you all this extra money? And you're not going to get as much out of the crop as you would on any other crop. And if you grow the other crops, you're not out all that extra money. You see what I'm saying? So, as far as I'm concerned, yes, we harvested this sorghum because it was here, and I'm trying to recoup a little bit of my money that I paid for the field, but we are not going to plant sorghum. We'll plant anything besides sorghum. First of all, you don't get as much for the sorghum crop. Second of all, it costs you extra money just to plant something else after you get done harvesting it. So, I hope you understand what my reasoning is there. Just doesn't make any sense to me to do it. So, I'm not feeding any animals. I'm not feeding this to any other crop, any other animals or anything. And even if I was, I think I could find something else to feed them. You know, like chickens. I think you can feed chickens sorghum. Okay, well, you can also feed them wheat, and you don't have all that extra work to do. I think you can also feed them barley, I think. Don't have all that extra work to do, or cost. So, sorghum, yeah. I'm not planning on doing any production. This is just a grain farm, so why would I want to do it? So anyway, just food for thought. This guy's having a problem with that mulcher, keeps wanting to spin on him. Those tines are turning, and if you make too fast of a turn, it wants to swing with you. So, but anyway, we're going to let this guy go ahead and continue, and I'll get back with you in a moment. All right, our guy is just about to complete his second headland pass. So we'll see what he's going to start his up and down rows, but we'll see where he wants to start at and how he's going to do that. My guess is, well, I don't know. He'll probably go to the far end and start there. That would be my guess. But, you know. Yeah. There's no telling. I guess if you would look at the course that Courseplay generated part, you could make more sense out of it. But I always, you know, okay, well, you generated the course, so evidently you know what you're doing. Now, did I tell him 2 headland passes or 3? Maybe I told him 3. Evidently I did, because he's starting a 3rd headland pass. So, and that's okay. That is just fine, as long as the field gets mulched. Now, I will have to go through and clean up after him. When I set this up, I set it up for smooth corners because of the implement. This particular implement is kind of hard to deal with, but the alternative is a way smaller implement, and we would be here for a long time. So I'll just go through and clean up after him whenever he's done. He'll get the bulk of it, and it won't take 5 minutes to clean up after him. and then we'll go from there. But anyway, I'll get back with you whenever he gets over here and starts his up and down rows. Alright, he's about got his third headland pass done. And I know I didn't give him over 3 headland passes to do. So we'll just wait and see. I think he'll probably go down to the far side and start his up and down rows. And if I'm not mistaken, I told him to skip a row because it'd be easier for him to turn around. So I can't swear to it that I told him to do that, to skip a row, but I think I did. But anyway, he's not going to cut in right now, so he is definitely going to start his up and down rows. So we'll see. We'll just watch him and see what he does. One thing I do need to do though is when they're pulling this mulcher, I need to slow them down on the curves. So, well, don't know exactly, because it keeps wanting to swing with him. So we'll wait and see what he's going to do here. It's probably the row that he's, yeah. I'm sure I probably told him to skip a row, so he's skipping that first row because that's where he's going to end whenever he gets done. All right. So now he'll turn to the left and he should skip a row, if I know what I'm talking about, which that's still yet to be decided. When it comes to Courseplay, yeah, well, you know, that's a horse of a whole different color right there, let me tell you. But yes, he's skipping a row to make it easier for him to turn around, and then he should come back and pick them rows up. So you know what's amazing to me is how they calculate this to know how far they've got to go over. And I mean, they'll hit it right on the mark. But with the harvesters and every tool that I've used with Courseplay, they always go back over to that outside lane or the outside row. And that's how it's calculated on how far over they'll go and when they turn to go over to it. But yes, it's and I don't normally use an articulating tractor. And what I mean by articulating is the way this tractor turns. The back wheels turn instead of the front wheels because you get that swaying motion. And I don't like that. But usually I'll use this tractor to do the mulching because, well, it has more horsepower, but it weighs more. And the implement, that mulcher, doesn't push it around as much. So that's one reason why I use the heavier tractor, is so that it can control that implement. It's so it don't pull the tractor around. So, but anyway, we're gonna let him keep on doing his job, and I'll get back with you in a moment. All right. Well, now I think he's going to start cleaning up the rows that he skipped. I'm pretty sure that's what he's doing right now. So, pretty interesting, really. But it just makes it, when you got a big implement that you're trying to maneuver in a field that has irregular shapes, you know, where the tractor is going to have to do a lot of turning and sharp turning. It's just better if you have him skip rows. You have a much better outcome. But yep, we'll follow him down to the end of this row and see what he's going to do. All right. Now he'll go back and pick up the rows that he skipped. Isn't that great? I will just be happy when we can have multiple tools in the field. We've got that field that we harvested yesterday. We've got it to do, and it's got to be mulched. And now we will get the 50% fertilizer stayed out of that field, because the harvester was chopping the straw up. So we get the chopped straw benefit. So, and I don't think, I could be mistaken, but I don't think it needs lime. So we'll have to go in and mulch the field first, and then we can go right in and start planting. So, you know, it won't cost us what this field's going to cost us. That's why we're not going to plant sorghum in it again. It's just not cost effective unless you have directly got a use for that sorghum. The way I figure it, it is just not cost effective. So, but anyway, we're going to let this guy continue to do his job, and I'll get back with you in a moment. All right. He's got this short row, the next one, and he'll finish up on that little tip down there that he cut off. But he's managed to get the whole field done, and it looks good. Like I said, I'll have to go back. I think the ground is rough up there where he missed a couple of places where it quit mulching. I think I remember that whenever we harvested. So I'll have to go up there and clean up after him down up there, and then down here in this corner I'll have to clean up some down here. So, but anyway, I think we'll call this a video. Our next step is to come in here and fertilize this, and if it needs lime, then we'll have to lime it. But we'll fertilize it, and then we'll have to cultivate it before we can plant it. So, as for me, the Dirt Road Farmer. I think we'll call this a video. If you've liked this content, please go down and give me a like. I'd sure appreciate it. If you want to follow me, hit that subscribe button. You'll get a notification every time I post new content. But as for me, today, I think we'll call this a video. And until tomorrow, thank you for watching.